Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. It's now 7:30. I'm Tracey McCain.
I'm Caitlin Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax. A lot to talk about, but first, let's get you ready to start your day as you head out the door. Meteorologist Jill Gilardi is here with a check on that first alert forecast. Bundle up.
It's not bad this morning, though. Tomorrow's going to be rough.
Oh, gosh. If today's not bad, then
I
tomorrow's
know.
going to be
I
real
wanted
bad.
to make sure you got the message. First alerting you to a big time, not only a cold snap, but the wind is going to be really picking up tomorrow. So today is not bad. We're watching a system passing to our south, but you can't help but notice some of that snow expanding northward. Problem is it's falling into dry air and evaporating. So if it can overcome that process, we could see a few flakes fly, especially across southwestern Connecticut. But in terms of impacts, you got to get down into New Jersey, the southern part of that state points southward. Washington, D.C. get rocked by tons of snow there. So that system misses us. Yeah, it feels a little bit chillier out there, but we've had this all weekend long, that feel in the teens and low 20s to start. And as we head through today, the air temperature will be climbing closer to normal, still falling short of it with mainly cloudy skies. We'll have those temperatures a little cooler across our northwestern counties in the 20s for highs, upper 20s, low 30s, Hartford County, Tolland and Windham, upper 20s generally for high temperatures. So falling a little bit short of normal. And then if you get down towards the shoreline, closer to the freezing mark. And again, that's where the best chance for a few flurries late this morning into the early afternoon will develop. We're also watching beyond that cold snap, another system for the weekend. We'll let you know what we know right now regarding that coming up a little bit later. Roger?
All right, thanks, Jill. Listen, your traffic is really a tale of almost, I don't say two cities because it's more than two cities, but two areas of the state. Fairfield County, not looking great right now. Some delays in Stamford. This is I-95 at Elm Street exit in Stamford. Also, though, Norwalk, we're seeing extensive delays, as well as in Bridgeport. The rest of the state, though, well, we're looking pretty darn good as we take a live look at some of our traffic cameras in Meriden, Middletown, Waterbury, East Hartford. You can see everybody moving and grooving, looking fantastic on this Monday morning. Chef kiss kind of quality here. Now, as a result, your drive times, if you take a look, are in good shape. Hartford to New Haven, 33 minutes. Waterbury to Hartford, less than half an hour. That's about as good as it gets. New Haven to GW Bridge, though, as expected, that is 81 minutes. So that is going to be your one problem area as you drive through the state today. But other than that, we haven't seen a whole lot of issues. It has been a quiet Monday morning commute, which is nice, especially with this chilly weather. That is a look at your first alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, breaking overnight here, we're working to learn how a car wound up down an embankment in the Plantsville section of Southington.
Yeah, take a look here at this video our cameras captured around midnight right on West Street near the W&M Fire Protection Services. And you can see here that crews were able to pull the car out. We'll bring you updates as soon as we get new information.
And happening today, Hartford's first homicide suspect of the new year is expected to be in court.
Now, this man facing charges for stabbing and killing his father right outside of the Travel Inn motel over the weekend.
Your reporter Olivia Schuler has that story.
Yeah, guys, 49-year-old Raven Holcomb is going to be in court later this morning. He's accused of killing his father, 78-year-old Vincent Holcomb, on Saturday morning. Police say 78-year-old Vincent Holcomb was found dead in his black Nissan sedan at around 11 in the morning on Saturday. The car was parked at the Travel Inn motel on West End Street in Hartford. Hartford police believe the suspect in this brutal murder is 49-year-old Raven Holcomb. Police tell us he was staying at the motel and his father was coming to pick him up. Once the pair were in the car, police say an argument transpired. That's when police believe Raven stabbed and killed his father.
It was a knife attack, multiple stab wounds. He was pronounced deceased on scene. We have all the individuals involved. We're pretty confident we know what happened.
Hartford police say this is the first homicide so far this year. Once again, Raven will appear in court later this morning. Your reporter in Hartford, Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, we're also working to learn if a shooting and a car crash on 91 in Hartford are connected. Police say someone was shot on the northbound side on Saturday night. This happened right near exit 27.
Investigators say less than an hour later, a crash between exits 28 and 29 closed the highway for hours. We'll bring you new details about that possible connection as soon as we learn more about the victim's condition. Also in Hartford this morning, police are now searching for the person they say shot a man over the weekend.
We're told the violence broke out on Saturday night near Broad and Russ Streets. Pinpoint News Tracker here shows you exactly where that happened.
Investigators say they found a man in his 40s. Crews brought him to the hospital, and he's expected to survive.
Well, today marks 4 years since the January 6th raid on the Capitol building, and there's a big mystery that still remains. Who placed the live pipe bombs on Capitol Hill the night before?
Well, new video shows the person wearing a hood and a mask placing bombs outside of the RNC and the DNC headquarters. Investigators now say that person was wearing Nike Air Max sneakers and is about 5'7" tall. Now, despite a $500,000 reward on the table, investigators say they do not have a suspect.
Well, federal investigators say they've arrested more than 1,500 people in connection to the Capitol insurrection. 9 of them are from Connecticut, and they're facing charges including civil disorder.
Well, today, our nation's capital members of Congress will count electoral votes to finalize the presidential election and also to certify President-elect Donald Trump's win. Here's a live look there. As you can see, it's already snowing in D.C. Also today, a man in court after waiting on someone's porch with a machete in Norwalk. It happened Friday night on Scribner Avenue. That's when police say they got a call for an unwanted man with a machete.
Quite a call there. They arrested 26-year-old Patrick Norris from California. He was waiting there for 6 hours to try to assault the homeowner, police say. Thankfully, no one was hurt. He's facing multiple charges, including attempted assault. Well, happening today, a Rhode Island man expected to face a judge after being arrested in Connecticut after a chaotic car chase.
27-year-old Jared Remsen, now accused of stealing a police cruiser in Providence Friday night and then leading officers on a chase down I-95.
The police say they caught up to him in Ledyard, and that's where they were able to arrest him. Well, right now, Middletown police say they need your help finding whoever fired a round of gunshots near Liberty Street late on Saturday night.
Let's take a look at our Pinpoint News Tracker showing you that location. Police say they got the call just after 11:30 that night, and they say they found shell casings in the street when they arrived. People who live in the area said they heard gunfire and the sound of a car speeding off right after those gunshots. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Call police if you have information. Well, this morning, we're expecting to learn more details about a Norwich Public Utilities employee who was hurt during a boiler incident this weekend.
So crews showed up to the wastewater treatment plant around 9 o'clock on Sunday morning, and they brought the employee to the hospital.
Yeah, we're still working to learn more about his condition and exactly what happened. We'll, of course, bring you an update as soon as we get that new information.
And this morning, a person in Monroe is being called a hero after police say they helped pull someone from a burning car.
Wow, look at this. Incredible pictures from the scene on Purdy Hill Road last night. We're told 2 cars crashed. One of those cars caught fire, as you can see in these pictures.
Yeah, the neighbor who saw the whole thing happen jumped in to pull the driver from that burning car right before firefighters showed up.
Yeah, amazingly, no one was badly injured in this, and we'll bring you update as soon as we learn more about how it happened.
Well, today marks the 3rd day of events honoring the life and legacy of former President Jimmy Carter. He is lying in Georgia's state capitol right now, giving people a chance to pay respects there. He will stay there for one more day in his home state before being taken to Washington, D.C. tomorrow. His funeral will be held Thursday, which is also a national day of mourning.
Well, demand for a warm place to go is increasing as temperatures continue to drop.
Yeah, people experiencing homelessness in Hartford had to wait in very long lines last night trying to secure a spot at one of the city's overnight warming shelters. Your reporter Owen Kingsley has more on what you need to know in these cold temperatures.
What some people are facing are lows in the 20s, and that's going to drop down into the teens tonight. These are dangerously low temperatures for people to be spending too much time outside in. Now, there are 45 beds in this warming shelter behind us on Washington Street, and some people are waiting hours just to make sure they have somewhere warm to stay. There are 2 warming shelters open in Hartford right now. Some in the unhoused community say they need more. With the overnight shelters opening at 7 p.m., some say they're waiting all day in the cold just to make sure they have somewhere warm and safe to sleep at night. City leaders say they will open more locations, but only if the state activates the cold weather protocol.
We'll be getting here at 12 o'clock in the afternoon because it's 45 beds First one come, first one serve, and we're suffering here until 7 o'clock p.m. that they come and open the door for us.
Those shelters are not far from my home, and I check on them fairly regularly. As it gets cold, we see lines outside of those shelters, and it's just heartbreaking.
Now, the mayor says he's working on creating more small-scale housing options for people who can't afford apartments, hoping that that'll have a trickle-down effect and lift some people out of homelessness. Your reporter in Hartford, Owen Kingsley, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, Owen and everyone else is going to have to really bundle up starting late tonight, but especially tomorrow. We're expecting a cold front to move in, stronger wind gusts, and so, yeah, it's going to get worse before it gets better here. In terms of wintry precipitation, well, we're watching some of that snow expanding northward, but fighting with dry air. So while there still is a low chance for some flakes to fly, especially down towards the shoreline, we're not expecting any winter storm conditions here today. It is feeling in the teens or low 20s, depending on your location. Feels like trend today, not bad compared to tomorrow. So we get into that mid 20-degree range. Feels like temperature this afternoon, which actually is a little bit better than it was over the weekend. So kind of, do your comparison there. But look at tomorrow. Wow, what a difference. We start off feeling in the single digits and only manage to feel in the teens at times with blustery conditions. A big time temperature change. The wind's going to ramp up, and we're watching very closely as to whether or not we're going to see a storm system produce snow here over the weekend. Sharing the latest regarding that and what we know right now coming up in a few minutes. Tracy?
All right, thanks, Jill.